welcome to another episode of Coming Up Milhouse. Today we are talking about Season 3, Episode 13. It's called Lisa the Greek. George, why don't you give a synopsis of the episode for
So
us?
Homer likes to watch football, we all know this, but he also likes to gamble on football, and what he does is he is watching and he's not very good at picking teams, but we find out that Lisa is. She has a sixth sense or a knack for watching the body language of the players and just figuring out who is going to be the one that's going to be on top. Homer starts to bet and win, and he gets all excited about this, but there's a problem. Once football season ends, Homer starts losing interest in doing things with Lisa. Lisa's not a dummy. She catches on that that's what's going on. She gets really mad at Homer, and that is the idea behind the episode, and so they have to reconcile that as the episode progresses. And then there's a quick little subplot toward the beginning where Marge and Bart go shopping for Bart clothes, and that is kind of funny as well. So that is the overall arching episode, and it was funny. There's some good stuff in it. Why don't we start off with lines? You want to give me your line?
Moe's Tavern, where the peanut bowl is freshened hourly. I don't believe that for some reason,
No.
but that was the way Moe answered the phone, and it kind of cracked me up.
And that's his sales pitch to anyone calling. Hey,
Right.
we got peanuts. Come on in.
That are freshened hourly, so come on down.
Yeah, well, good one. All right, so my first line is, look at these prices. We can finally afford to get rid of those termites for the price of this meal. That was for Marge. When Homer starts winning, he's got extra money, so he takes them out to a fancy restaurant. And Marge has no clue that him and Lisa are watching games and betting on it. That he gets this extra money. So that was
that at the Gilded Truffle,
the Gilded Truffle.
she was a little.
She was like, "Why are we paying
Why
whatever?"
are we here?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What about line number 2?
Look, Dad, I made a modest studio apartment. This is the kitchen. This is where she prints her weekly feminist newsletter. Dad, you're not listening! So that was, Lisa made a studio apartment using a shoebox for her Malibu Stacy, and
and the way she plays is a feminist newsletter.
Yep.
That's funny.
That's just funny. Yep.
Yeah.
It's very Lisa.
Alright, well, my second line is, and when the doctor said I didn't have worms anymore, that was the happiest day of my life.
I love Ralph.
That's Ralph.
I love Ralph. I almost put that one down as my own.
So it leads into, they're at school, and then it leads into, Lisa comes up, and then she gives some essay about football.
Right.
Mrs. Hoover's like, oh dear Lord. But the lead-in was
Ralph.
Ralph not having worms.
Yes.
It's got to be in the episode.
The stand-up speech day at school of the happiest day of my life, and Lisa's happiest day happened 3 weeks ago. Ralph, when he didn't have worms
eventually
any longer.
got the worms out of him.
While we're talking about scenes, I just have to throw this one in there, that as they were gambling, Lisa says, I bet my entire college fund on this team, and then Homer calls Moe, and he's like, Moe, $23.
A lot of good lines like that, yeah. And then there's another line later that I'll throw out. It's something like, he didn't win any money on the Super Bowl, but he won Lisa's love. And Homer and Moe's like, Homer, why, you didn't win any money? Why are you so excited? And he's like, money comes and goes. But what I have with my daughter can last for 8 more years. Because she's 8. Yeah, there were a couple great
until
lines.
she's 16.
Yeah, and then he knows it's over at that point. So.
Yep.
All right, and that brings us into scenes. What's your favorite scene?
Well, of course I'm going to go with the library scene.
I figured.
Not surprising for anyone who knows me. So Lisa goes to the library to do some research on the teams that are playing in the Super Bowl and on football in general. And when she walks in, there's a large banner hanging in the very dead, quiet library, and it says the hip place to be. And there's one lady, like an older lady, sitting at a table knitting or something, and she's, at the hip place to be. And then the librarian says to Lisa, "Oh, it's been a nightmare zoo or whatever." Which just cracked me up.
Yeah, that hits close to home.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
So what was your scene?
So my scene is when Marge and Bart are doing their shopping, and Bart goes into a booth to change into new clothes, and there's a camera watching it, and Bart catches on. There's somebody's watching, so he writes "get bent" on a card and holds it up. Well, find out that there are two guards that are in like uniform, and they're watching these monitors like intensely, like they're guarding some kind of high intensity asset, and. They're like, "Oh, okay, we got a troublemaker in booth 8. And then the other one's like, "Oh, wait a minute. There's a little girl in booth 3 that wore socks, putting on socks that she didn't wear in." And they're like, "Oh, let's roll," basically. And they run and grab shotguns, and they run in to deal with the little girl who were trying on socks, because apparently that's like a big crime that they got to stop.
Right.
I mean, and they're taking shoplifting very seriously in this scene.
Right.
And I picked it simply because of the ludicrousness of these guys watching, and they got shotguns and they're that intense on really nothing.
And who knows? Maybe that little girl was trying on socks. I've never heard of that, but she could have just been simply trying on socks and didn't know any better, and they're pulling shotguns.
She might be a criminal mastermind.
It could be.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, these guys stopped it, so...
It was a bit over the top and really funny that she was more of a troublemaker than the Bart Simpson saying "get bent" on the sign.
Yeah, they had to break out the big guns for that.
I know.
That was funny.
That's pretty crazy.
All right, so that brings us to winners and losers. Which ones
losers
would you like to start with?
Let's start with your winner.
My winner is Sideshow Mel.
Oh.
And that's because at the beginning of the episode, Moe's taking bets, and Krusty calls Moe, and he's like, "Put $700 on the Rams." And then Sideshow Mel just gets his horn and he goes, "Honk, honk." And then Krusty's like, "Put Mel down for $2,000. And I was kind of like, man, Mel's kind of a baller, man. He's got his own code. He just has to honk, and it means $2,000. He must be high wheeling with
during the filming of the show, though. By the way, too.
So I'm like, Mel's got his own code. He can honk and get what he wants, and he's apparently got $2,000 to drop on the game. He must be doing all right. So I picked him for a winner.
All right, good. My winner, I'm going with the girls in the neighborhood who got all of the ill-gotten Malibu Stacy stuff that Lisa makes an announcement after rolling up her Corey poster and screaming out the window, "Hey, everybody, anyone who's interested, I'm getting rid of my ill-gotten Malibu Stacy items that Homer bought her with the money that he won during the gambling spree." And all these little girls came out of nowhere
just
and
out of the
running into the Simpsons house, and they basically just ransack her entire room and take all of the Malibu Stacy stuff and probably other things as well. But I'm going to say that they're the winners because they got all this new cool stuff.
Yeah, makes sense to me, for free.
Except for the lunar rovers, because Homer couldn't
find that. Yeah, so they didn't get that part. But, oh well, that must be a hard one to find, right?
Silly.
All right, how about losers? Want me to go for my
it.
loser? All right, my loser is the Gambletron 2000. So Homer's flipping channels to try to get the inside track. This is before Lisa comes in. And there's like one guy's like, Miami's going to win. And another guy's like, no, New England. And then it goes to Professor Frink, and he's got the Gambletron 2000.
Yep.
And it says, we'll find out who's going to win. It says Cincinnati by 200 points. And he gets mad and starts kicking the crap out of it and denting it and just knocking it around. And so I'm like, all right, Gambletron, you got beat down in this episode.
Loser vote for the episode?
Yeah, so that was my pick.
My loser is Barney's poor mom, who's coming from Norway on the Sunday after the Super Bowl is over. And he had asked Homer if he wanted to go bowling on Super Bowl Sunday, and Homer said, no, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and how about the Sunday after? And Barney's like, well, my mom's coming in from Norway, but okay. So, poor Barney's mom.
Right, because apparently bowling with Homer is
more important than visiting with your mom, who
Norway.
I'm guessing lives in Norway, and they haven't seen each other for a while. So,
yeah.
Who knows? That's my loser for the episode.
I think that makes a very good sense, and that works very well. Yep. Maybe next time, Barney's mom. Barney's mom probably got the short end of the stick on a lot of things. just in general.
Yeah. Probably so.
All right. Well, that is our episode, Lisa the Greek, for this week. All right. And we will be coming back at you real soon with the next episode in season 3. Tune in very soon. We'll get that to you. And that is it. So until the next time,
Jiminy
Jokers.